Hello Hamza, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's been going good this morning. How are you?
Wonderful. I am doing excellent as well. It's been a pretty busy day, but I'm gearing up for my vacation time. So that's why I'm trying to finish up a lot of work. So that's why I'm pretty fresh, even though it was busy.
Oh, that's
All
very
right.
great.
Hmm.
I would,
All right. So, Hamza, first of all, before I'm sorry I cut you off there, but first of all, I want to thank you for following my videos and taking time out to connect with me today for reaching out for this conversation. Thank you so much for that because this is something that I really enjoy. Although I'm very pressed of time, but I still try, even if it gets delayed, like our conversation got delayed by a few days, but still I try to take time out as much as possible. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you for
welcome.
connecting with me today.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. Okay,
Wonderful.
so let me introduce myself, ma'am.
Sure, yes.
Uh, yeah, my name is Hamza, and I am from Uttar Pradesh in India. And if you, as far as I am concerned of my knowledge, we can say qualification. I have completed my graduation. What is happening?
Mm-hmm. It's okay, don't worry.
Yeah, I have completed my graduation from Allahabad University. Now I am
Mm.
pursuing my masters. And if you talk about my hobbies are reading books and reciting Holy Quran. That's all about me.
Wonderful. That is so nice. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Hamza. And which part of
Yeah, yeah.
Uttar Pradesh are you from?
I'm from Azamgarh.
Azamgarh. Okay, all
Yes,
right.
yes.
Very good. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ma'am,
hmm,
first of all, actually, I want to know about you because I don't know about
absolutely.
you in
Hmm,
deeply, we can say. And so,
absolutely.
could you please introduce yourself? It
Yes,
will help to know about you. Yeah.
absolutely. So you already know my name. I am born and raised in Kolkata, but
Yes.
I think you're facing a lot of issues with your electricity today, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Please.
Okay, no worries. All right, so you already know my name. I was born and raised in Kolkata, but I have been residing in Pune for the last 10 years. And I am a professional coach. I coach people on communication and soft skills. I have a total of 11 years of work experience, soon to be 12. And my hobbies include I love to cook, I love traveling, I love to spend time with my friends and family. And training is something which is very close to my heart. I love interacting with people and helping them throughout their communication and self development journey. And you can also say that I am a new YouTuber, new to the YouTube family,
Yeah,
and I
wonderful.
am definitely enjoying this entire journey. So that's a little bit about me. But if you have any specific questions, I would love to answer them.
Firstly, before we can say if taking anything, I would like to say that I haven't talked to those people who is the famous or who is an influencer on social media, and you are the one famous person. I'm telling you,
I
and
don't
don't
think I'm
think like this that
famous at all.
I'm, I'm new YouTuber. You are a very good YouTuber. You can say now you are very famous on social media platform. So you know what, ma'am? I am not gonna ask that kind of question that how have you learned this language? Actually, I have one question. Should I ask?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, you know what? I'm asking that. Uh, what all thing is important if someone wants to be a fluent speaker? You are a
Mm,
famous. You can say you are a coach. So that's why I want to ask from you.
absolutely. And that's a very good question. I would love to answer that for you. So, very intelligent question because people only ask, what should I do or what are the things that I should do? But nobody asks what are the qualities that are needed or what is it that you need to become fluent, right? So, that's a very good question. So, first of all, anything that you want to do in life, the first thing that you need to have is the right mindset, right? When I say mindset, it means what are you thinking in your mind when you want to do it, right? So first, asking yourself, why is it that I want to become fluent? If you know what are the advantages or benefits that are there in it for you, then you will be ready to put in the effort. Otherwise, you will make excuses. So the first thing is getting your mindset right. I want to become fluent in English. Why do I want to become fluent in English? How is it going to help me? Once you have a clear cut answer that, okay, I want to reach so and so level in my life, or I want to travel throughout the world, or I want to be able to communicate with people all throughout the world, right? Without any problem. That is your why. That is your benefit, or that is your reason to keep you pushing forward, right? That is number one. You find your reason. Number two is you set your mindset right, which means you don't tell yourself 1000 times, you don't have a negative mindset. Don't tell yourself that I don't know how to speak English. I don't know how to do this. I
Yes,
can't do this.
confidence, we can say.
Confidence comes at a much later stage. First, people start talking negative things to themselves. I can't do it. I can't understand this movie. I can't understand their accent. I can't understand how to use this word. I don't understand grammar. I don't understand tenses. So, all of these are negative sentences because you're just telling yourself you can't do it.
Yes,
Instead, instead, I will try and figure it out. If so many people are doing it, if there are millions of people who are able to learn and speak this language, why can't I? Am I any less than anybody else? No.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that is setting the right mindset. Not telling yourself that I can't, but telling yourself that I'm learning. That is the second thing that you need. Okay. The third thing that you need is to have a clear and real picture in your mind. Because most of the time, when you open social media, it's a very common thing. Like people who are there on social media, they want to make money, they want to get views. Now, how will somebody get views if somebody is telling you, you don't need grammar at all to learn English? Automatically somebody is going to get attracted to it, that, oh, how can I learn English without grammar? Let me, look at this video. Or you can learn English in 1 month, be fluent in one
Nowadays,
month.
let me correct you. Nowadays,
Hmm.
it's going on social media that you can learn without grammar. It's
Yeah,
going.
exactly. Yes. So you have to be able to understand a few things behind everything. When you are talking about a language, of course, you do not separate the grammar from it. But it does not mean that you don't need grammar at all. If you don't understand tenses, you cannot frame your sentence. But do you study tenses separately? No. You learn with the language, you learn with speaking. So,
Yeah,
understanding the fact that grammar and speaking or learning the language, that goes hand in hand. And there are no shortcuts. Understanding that is also very important. There are no 3 day courses,
definitely.
5 day courses, 15 days courses, 1 month, 2 months. You can't learn English like that. It's a
Yeah,
lifelong journey. Okay. And you have to be confident enough and I would say determined enough to go through that entire journey. So
yeah,
that
ma'am.
is number
I
three.
have
Yes.
I have one thing. I couldn't put in my introduction that I am a teacher as well. I am a student as
Wonderful.
well as I am a teacher. Okay, I teach
Mm,
means spoken classes. I take.
mm,
So you know what? What is nowadays what I'm assessing? You know what? They are only using grammar. They are not going to use this. We can say speaking,
mm.
making sentences, and practice. It is
Correct.
other things. Yeah. So they are my students. They are nowadays they are doing that. They are only making sentences, but they are not going to speak. They are not
Correct.
speaking nowadays. So
Correct.
that's why they are facing problem while speaking. So that's why
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask, and you are going, you are speaking. I mean, you are telling me a very right way. Yeah. Now you
Mm.
can continue. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. And very right observation that you had. So we are done with three things that we need to get right. Okay. Understanding the
Yeah.
fact that there are no shortcuts. You cannot evade grammar, but you do not have to study grammar separately. Grammar should be a part of your English learning journey. You speak, you understand the logic of grammar, and you apply it in your sentences. That is the way to go about it. Okay. Number four, understanding that it will take a lot of effort. That is where most of our learners nowadays are lagging behind, because now is the, now it is the trend of reels and shorts. Everything is in 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 15 seconds.
Yeah, right,
People
right.
don't want to
Absolutely.
spend time, right? Everything is like instant gratification. I do this, I need result right now. That is not going to happen when you are learning something, or when you are trying to achieve something in the long run. Like, if you want to lose weight, you cannot scroll through reels and think that I will lose weight. You will gain weight rather, because you're just sitting and scrolling. If you want to lose weight, you have to get yourself to the gym, or you have to go out to jog, you have to maintain your food, and that's when you're going to lose weight. So the
Yeah, right.
same thing happens with English language. You cannot just watch reels, conversation videos of others, and think that I'll become an expert in English. That does not happen. You have to put in effort in your self development. You have to work on your language skills. When you are wanting to learn a language, it has to be a well rounded 360-degree approach that you have to take, which is you have to focus on reading, you have to focus on writing, you have to focus on listening as well as speaking. All four aspects of English has to be focused on. And then when you practice that, and when I say this, it does not mean that you have to spend 2 hours a day on all of this. No, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of writing, 10 minutes of speaking, and 10 minutes of listening. Or if you want to dedicate 1 hour, 15 minutes of each is enough. But you have to constantly push yourself in that environment where you are telling yourself that I am in the journey of learning something. Then you can learn something in a holistic way, and that will give you results throughout your life.
Lot of the people ask that what is important, vocab, grammar rule, or practicing, yeah, or we can say making sentences. What all are important? So, what is your point of view on it?
The only important thing is you putting in effort. All these
Wow.
things are interrelated. You can't separately learn vocab, you can't separately learn grammar, you can't separately learn sentence structure. When you put in the effort, you will do an overall development of all these aspects. Like how people say that when you want to lose weight, if you go to a good trainer, somebody who knows about your body, they will tell you that there is no spot reduction that can happen. People say that, okay, lose weight only from your tummy or only from your face. But in reality, when you start working on yourself, you have overall body fat reduction, and you lose fat from entire body, not just one or two parts. Similarly, in English learning journey, when you start working on yourself, when you start putting in the effort consistently and dedicatedly, then you see an improvement in all aspects of your language, not just one or two.
Ma'am, nowadays I am watching on social media app that lot of teachers they only teach grammars and they only make sentences. You can learn by from 60 days, 60 days book, 60 days. Nowadays they are means how can a person learn in 60 days a language? It's a right question, but
Of
people
course.
are getting stuck there. They are not using, they are not utilizing their we can say communication. They are not
Mhm.
communication and not communicate nowadays. So that's
Correct.
problem I think nowadays.
Absolutely. Yes, that is a
Yeah.
problem. And why that happens, again, I'll come back to the same point, because people are very impatient these days.
Yeah.
Wherever they see, I will learn it in 60 days, I will learn it in 5 days, I will learn it in 3 days, I'll learn it in 2 days, that attracts them. That, oh, 2 days, okay, 60 days, done. 2 months, I'll know English. But to be honest, if they ask themselves a few logical questions, like, we all know different languages in India, right? We know Hindi, we know Bengali, we know, like, if your mother tongue is something, you will know your mother tongue. For me, my mother tongue is Bengali, so I know Bengali. I know Hindi because I have learned Hindi as a second language. I know English because that was my first language in school, right? I know Punjabi a little bit because my husband is Punjabi and I have been speaking to him for a very long time, right? So if you ask yourself honestly that if anybody comes to you who does not know your mother tongue, like what is your mother tongue, Hamza?
My mother tongue is Hindi or Urdu.
Hindi or Urdu. So
Yes.
if somebody comes to you who has no idea about Hindi or Urdu, they can be
Yes.
Indian, but they don't know Hindi. There are a lot of people in India who don't know Hindi, right? So if someone comes to you and tells you that Hamza, in 2 months' time, you have to teach me Hindi or Urdu, will you
I
be
can't.
able to teach that person?
No, I am not able to teach because able to teach because it's a language. It's not any course. Nowadays,
Exactly.
it has been become a course nowadays. Yeah.
Correct. So similarly, whenever somebody gets stuck in that thought process that, okay, I saw that ad which is telling me that in 60 days I can learn English, they should ask themselves that if somebody comes to me and tells me to teach my mother tongue to them, which I am so confident in, will I be able to teach them in 60 days? If your answer is yes, then you can go for that course. If your answer is no, you should rethink the way you want to learn the language, right?
Ma'am, uh,
Yes.
you are. I am talking to you, and you are representing you a very what should I speak now? What can I express my feeling? Tell me how do you manage it all? You are a coach as well, and you take a lot of sessions. So how do you manage it?
That is interesting. The current way in which I am managing my time is really not very ideal because I am almost working for most part of my day. I start working at around 9 in the morning, then till 1 o'clock I work. From 1 to 5 I take a break, and then from 5 to 10, 10:30 I take classes. After that I do my editing, I do my scheduling, I do my thumbnails and all of that, okay, which is not a very good way to go about it. So right now I'm in the way of streamlining my classes. I am focusing on building on my YouTube channel so that I can reach out to more and more people and share more and more information with all of you. And classes, yes, I'm trying to streamline them in certain times of the day and certain days of the week so that I do not go beyond that. And of course, as I told you earlier, I have to spend a lot of time with my friends and family. So that is one priority in my life, which I don't want to compromise on. So currently, I would say I'm in the process of streamlining my routine.
Okay. Last question is
Yes.
how, okay, since when have you been speaking this language? Because now you are speaking too much good. What should I speak? But you are speaking too much good. So since when have you been speaking this language?
So for me, to be honest, my schooling was in English medium. So it was my first language of study in school. I loved the English language, but honestly, we at that time we never realized because we never used to speak in English, right? We would only speak in Hindi or Bengali.
You
Very
don't,
rarely when, yeah, very rarely in certain classes we would speak in English, okay? And that too very limited. So it's only when I went to college I realized that, okay, I don't know how to speak fluently. I'm hesitant to speak. I'm underconfident. And that's when I started building on, my spoken English skills. At that time, back in 2006, 7, 8, when I was in college, we had no we had no internet as such. Not internet as in we did not have so many resources available. We had internet back then, but we never had so many content available. So for us it was watching movies, speaking to our friends in English, writing, reading. All of these things were a part of our daily routine. And I would say from college onwards, English became a part of my life, wherein I have done hotel management. So I had to speak to guests in English. When I went to work, I have worked completely in the US domain. So I had to speak to all my clients in English completely. So I would say it has been around 12, 13 years now.
wow, 12 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's very good. Wow. What
Mm,
should I?
but I still keep learning. That is the
Okay.
interesting part. I
First,
still learn.
last question is personal. What did
Mhm.
you use to be a fluent? And nowadays you are a fluent guy. So what did you use? I want to also use. So that's why
What
I'm asking.
what did you use?
Yeah. To be a fluent. You know what? When you were in the school in your schooling,
Mhm.
you don't focus. You didn't focus. You didn't used to focus. But what did you use after this? After it, that you are becoming nowadays fluent speaker.
I didn't use anything as such. I just, incorporated certain elements that would make me be into the English environment. So, as I told you, I spoke to my friends in English. We made it a point that me and my roommates, we would speak in English for at least 2 hours in a day. We had that dedicated time. We used to watch English movies every day, every single day, one movie. Because we were in hostel, we were staying together. So we had that time to watch movie. English movies are in any way short. They are 1.5 hours. So we would watch one movie during dinner every day. We would read a lot of English books. Nowadays, people are not that much into reading, but we used to read a lot in our time, right? So we used to read a
Ma'am,
lot of English. Yes.
it was your first language. But tell me that when it was your not first, it is not your first. So you know what people feel bad that I don't want to learn now. It's getting me stuck. So how the that person can learn?
Hmm. So in that case, I would say English was my first language, but Hindi was my second language. And being a second language, I speak better Hindi than many Hindi speakers. That I can say. So it's not about first language or second language. It is about your desire if you want to learn it or if you don't want to learn it. That's why
Oh,
I
that's
said mindset is very important. The first thing that you should do is set your mindset. I
nice. Yeah.
want to do it or I can't do it. Those
First
are
of
two
all,
different things.
we should have a mindset to learn.
Yes,
Then we should enter in it.
yes, yes,
That's great, ma'am. Okay,
yeah,
do you have any guidance or any question for me? Because I
sure.
am a student as well. Nowadays, I teach. I'm a
Mm,
student, but I teach. Yeah.
wonderful. What is that one thing that you like about teaching? How do you think teaching helps you develop yourself?
No, listen to me. You know what? It was 2022, and I was struggling from my we can say language, English language. So I
Mm-hmm.
decided to, you know what? I was not able to give time in English language. So that's
Mm,
why I decided to open my institute. I had knowledge, not enough knowledge for teaching because I have 3 or 4 years experience. So I decided to open, and nowadays I'm teaching. It's
mm,
helping something, but not because if you, what did you say, mindset? If you have mindset to learn, then you can, however, you can learn. But if
correct.
you don't have a mindset, so how will you learn? If you have a lot of atmosphere, they are only speaking. There were only we can say English speaker, but they are not. If you have no mindset, so you can't learn.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I agree to that. All right. So, Hamza, I think that was a wonderful discussion. I thoroughly enjoyed the discussion with you today, and it was great connecting with you. I hope you have a wonderful career ahead and you become a great teacher who is influencing others and helping others in their journey. And, I wish you all the very best for everything that you do in life.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's my pleasure, man.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining in today, Hamza. And I'll probably again see you sometime in the future. Yeah?
For sure. For sure.
All right. Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Bye bye.
man.